to take a minute, guys, to talk about Bruno Guimarães. Because on Bruno Guimarães, I've been telling you everything over the recent weeks, and my position remains absolutely clear. Arsenal want Bruno Guimarães. Let's enter into all the details on every single side of this story.
Breaking Arsenal news. Hello Arsenal fans and welcome back to Arsenal Home Fans, your home for the latest Arsenal transfer news, breaking updates and everything happening at the Emirates Stadium. Today's story is one that has every Gunners supporter talking because fresh reports suggest Arsenal are still actively pursuing Newcastle United midfielder Bruno Guimarães. The Brazilian international has been admired by Mikel Arteta for some time, and despite previous setbacks in negotiations, the latest reports indicate Arsenal have not completely walked away from the deal. According to the reports, Arsenal made an opening proposal worth around £55 million, but Newcastle United were not prepared to sell at that price. The Magpies reportedly view Bruno Guimarães as one of the most valuable players in their squad and rejected the approach. Reports also claim Arsenal returned with an improved offer of around £65 million, hoping it would be enough to convince Newcastle to negotiate. However, Newcastle are still believed to value the midfielder much closer to £90 million, making this one of the biggest transfer standoffs of the summer. While the clubs remain apart on valuation, another part of the story has caught the attention of Arsenal supporters. Reports suggest Bruno Guimarães would be interested in joining Arsenal if the two clubs can reach an agreement. At the same time, he remains committed to Newcastle United while no transfer has been agreed. This means Arsenal face a difficult challenge. Do they increase their offer once again to match Newcastle's valuation? Or will sporting director Andrea Berta and Mikel Arteta decide the asking price is too high and turn their attention to another midfield target? These are the questions dominating discussions among Arsenal fans today. There is no doubt that Bruno Guimarães would bring quality, experience and leadership to Arsenal's midfield. His ability to win possession, control the tempo of matches and deliver accurate forward passes has made him one of the Premier League's standout midfielders over the past few seasons. However, Newcastle are in a strong position. They are under no immediate pressure to sell, and they know replacing a player of Bruno's quality would be extremely difficult. That gives them the confidence to hold firm on their reported valuation. For Arsenal, patience could be the key. The transfer window is still open, and negotiations often change quickly. A deal that looks impossible today can suddenly move forward if both clubs become willing to compromise. So, is this the transfer that Arsenal fans have been waiting for, or will Newcastle's asking price prove too high? Stay with us because in part 2 we'll examine why Mikel Arteta is reportedly so keen on Bruno Guimarães and how the Brazilian could transform Arsenal's midfield if this blockbuster move eventually becomes reality. Welcome back, Arsenal fans. Now let's take a closer look at why Arsenal are reportedly so determined to sign Bruno Guimarães and what he could bring to Mikel Arteta's squad if this transfer eventually happens. One of the biggest reasons Arsenal admire Bruno Guimarães is his all-round ability. He isn't just a defensive midfielder and he isn't simply a playmaker. He combines both roles, making him one of the most complete midfielders in the Premier League. When Arsenal are under pressure, Bruno has the confidence to receive the ball in tight spaces, escape challenges and quickly turn defence into attack. Those are qualities that fit perfectly into Arteta's possession-based style of football. Imagine a midfield featuring Declan Rice, Bruno Guimarães and Martin Odegaard. Rice would provide defensive cover and win back possession. Bruno could dictate the tempo, link the defence with the attack, and keep Arsenal moving forward with intelligent passing. Meanwhile, Odegaard would have more freedom to create chances and support the front line. That combination could make Arsenal even stronger against the biggest clubs in England and Europe. Another quality that makes Bruno so valuable is his consistency. Week after week, he has delivered impressive performances for Newcastle United, whether in the Premier League or European competition. He has shown that he can compete against the very best players without losing his composure. His leadership is another important factor. Bruno has become one of Newcastle's key figures, leading through his work rate, determination and commitment on the pitch. Arsenal already have strong leaders in the squad, but adding another experienced player could help the team during crucial moments of the season. Of course, none of this will matter unless Arsenal can reach an agreement with Newcastle. Reports continue to suggest there is still a significant gap between Arsenal's reported offers and Newcastle's valuation. That means the negotiations, if they continue, could be long and challenging. The next few days and weeks may prove decisive. Arsenal must decide whether Bruno Guimarães is worth making one final major push for, or whether they should move on to alternative targets. One thing is certain, this transfer story is far from over. If new developments emerge, Arsenal supporters will be watching every update closely, hoping that one of the Premier League's top midfielders could eventually make the move to the Emirates Stadium. But can Arsenal really convince Newcastle to sell one of their biggest stars? We'll explore the possible outcomes and what could happen next in the final part of today's breaking transfer update. Welcome back to the final part of today's breaking Arsenal transfer update. The big question now is simple. Will Arsenal make one final move for Bruno Guimarães, or is Newcastle United's reported asking price simply too high? At this stage, there is still no official agreement between the two clubs. While reports continue to link Arsenal with the Brazilian midfielder, Newcastle remain in a strong negotiating position and are reportedly determined to keep one of their most influential players. From Arsenal's point of view, this is a major decision. Do the Gunners increase their offer and test Newcastle's resolve? Or do they decide that spending close to £90 million on one player would limit their ability to strengthen other areas of the squad? Mikel Arteta and Arsenal's recruitment team have already shown that they are willing to be patient in the transfer market. If they truly believe Bruno Guimarães is the missing piece in their midfield, they may continue working behind the scenes to find a solution that satisfies both clubs. However, the transfer window can change very quickly. New negotiations, player decisions, or changes in club priorities can completely alter the situation within a matter of days. That's why Arsenal supporters will be following every update closely as this story develops. If Arsenal were eventually able to complete this signing, it would send a powerful message to the rest of the Premier League. Bringing in a midfielder of Bruno Guimarães' quality would add experience, composure, and leadership to an already talented squad. But until an agreement is reached and official announcements are made, this remains a transfer story based on reports rather than a completed deal. As always, we'll continue monitoring every development and bring you the latest Arsenal news as soon as it breaks. Now it's your turn, Gunners. Should Arsenal keep pushing to sign Bruno Guimarães, even if the fee approaches Newcastle's reported valuation? Or would you prefer the club to invest that money in strengthening multiple positions? Share your opinion in the comments below because we'd love to hear what you think. If you enjoyed today's update, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Arsenal Home Fans and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest Arsenal transfer news, breaking stories and match analysis. Before we wrap up today's breaking Arsenal update, there's one final angle that could determine whether this transfer becomes one of the biggest stories of the summer or simply another rumour that fades away. One thing Arsenal supporters have learned under Mikel Arteta is that the club rarely enters negotiations without a clear plan. When Arsenal identify a priority target, they are often prepared to be patient and wait for the right opportunity rather than rush into an expensive deal. That could be exactly what's happening with Bruno Guimarães. Although reports suggest Newcastle United are holding firm on their valuation, the transfer window is unpredictable. Injuries, new signings, financial decisions, or changes in a club's plans can all influence negotiations before the deadline. From Newcastle's perspective, keeping Bruno Guimarães would be a huge statement. He has become one of the leaders of the team and remains a key player in their ambitions for the upcoming season. The coming days could therefore be crucial. Will Arsenal return with another proposal? Will Newcastle continue to reject every approach? Or will this transfer saga take an unexpected twist that nobody sees coming? At the moment, only the clubs involved know exactly what is happening behind the scenes. Until official announcements are made, every new report should be treated as part of an evolving transfer story. Whatever happens next, one thing is certain. Arsenal fans will be watching closely, hoping for positive news before the transfer window closes. We'll continue following every reliable update and bring you the latest developments as soon as they happen. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe to Arsenal Home Fans and turn on notifications so you never miss another Arsenal breaking news update. Thank you for... The next few days could be decisive. If fresh reports emerge of renewed talks or an improved Arsenal bid, this story could move very quickly. Equally, Newcastle may continue to hold their position and force Arsenal to consider other options. Whatever happens, Arsenal Daily Talk will be here to cover every update, every twist, and every piece of breaking news throughout the transfer window. Now it's over to you, Gunners. Would you pay £90 million for Bruno Guimarães? Do you think he is the missing piece that can help Arsenal win the Premier League? Or should Arsenal invest that money in strengthening multiple positions instead? Share your thoughts in the comments below because your opinion matters, and the debate is only just beginning. If you enjoyed today's update, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Arsenal Daily Talk, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest Arsenal transfer news, breaking updates, and tactical analysis. Thanks for watching, and as always, come on you Gunners.